In Ukraine, every movement, every strike is no accident. War has become a calculated symphony where destruction is measured, timing is exact, and the line between chaos and order is razor thin. As drones circle silently overhead and missiles track their targets with unerring accuracy, one question remains: can any defense withstand the relentless march of modern Russian warfare? Keep your eyes to the story to see how the Russian forces operate. On the Zaporizhzhia front, the assault on Malaya Tokmachka showcased this brutal orchestration. Guards operators of the 42nd Division deployed Lancet loitering munitions to obliterate a Ukrainian tank. Under the relentless cover of strike drones, Russian infantry surged forward, breaching village defenses and securing a critical bridgehead. Each movement reflected not the disorder of battle, but the rhythm of strategic mastery. As the assault unfolded, coordination between air and ground units shaped a seamless advance. Drones scouted enemy firing points, artillery cut off escape routes, and mechanized detachments pressed into the heart of the settlement with deliberate precision. The Ukrainian defenses, layered and reinforced, were systematically dismantled, positions silenced one after another under concentrated fire. When the dust settled, Russian troops had not only seized ground, but rewritten the balance of control on this sector of the front. As the morning haze lifted over Dnipropetrovsk, a mobile Ukrainian air defense team became the next victim of Russian precision. Captured on film by a German crew, the strike was swift and lethal, enemy equipment annihilated. Of course, Russia successfully neutralized the enemy movement. The camera's lens betrayed the shock on their faces, a silent testament to the Lancet's deadly efficiency. One could ask, is it luck or the cold certainty of Russian operational planning that guarantees such outcomes? Meanwhile, published through another Telegram channel, the destruction of high-value assets continued unabated. A 155mm 2S-22 Bogdana self-propelled artillery unit, once thought secure behind Ukrainian lines, fell victim to another Lancet strike. The loitering munitions precision left no margin for error. The artillery piece was reduced to scrap within moments. Observers could not help but note the psychological impact. The sight of such power erased instantly on the battlefield sends a clear message: nowhere is safe, no armor impervious. Even unconventional targets did not escape Russian dominance. A Gelandewagen 250 series, retrofitted as a mobile anti-aircraft platform, met the same fate. The Lancet's guided strike found its mark with deadly consistency, demonstrating the reach and adaptability of Russian loitering munitions. From heavy artillery to agile armored vehicles, nothing moves unchallenged under the Russian gaze. How long can the Ukrainian forces hope to reorganize under such relentless pressure? The Lancet is more than a single instrument of destruction. It is a node in a larger system that redefines how battles are planned and executed. What makes the Lancet so fearsome isn't just its warhead, but the architecture that supports it. A network of reconnaissance UAVs, signals intelligence feeds, forward observers, and disciplined command chains that turn information into instant, lethal decisions. When reconnaissance drones spot an exposed firing solution, the Lancet is the scalpel, precise, rapid, and ruthlessly economical. This is networked warfare in miniature, a low-cost killer with a high operational multiplier. Consider the tactical calculus on the ground. A single Lancet strike can remove a high-value target, a tank, an artillery piece, an air defense launcher, and in doing so, it forces the enemy to reallocate scarce assets to cover previously secure sectors. Supply routes are rerouted, observation posts are retracted, and commanders spend precious time and fuel shuffling forces in search of safety. The physical damage is immediate. The strategic dislocation ripples outward. How many kilometers of front must be thinned to compensate for one lost artillery battery? How many troops must be kept in reserve against a threat that may appear from the sky at any moment? But how effective can they be? Short-range air defenses, electronic warfare, and dispersal tactics all blunt the Lancet's efficacy to a degree, but none eliminates the systemic advantage. Electronic warfare can jam guidance, but operators adapt. Mobile air defenses can shoot down munitions, but they themselves become targets once identified. Dispersal saves platforms, but dilutes concentrated firepower. In short, the Lancet forces a trade-off on the battlefield: accept vulnerability to concentrate force, or fragment and forfeit tempo. For commanders, the choices are strategic and unforgiving. Economics plays its part in this new calculus. Compared to larger, costlier missile systems, loitering munitions represent a modest investment with outsized results. When a relatively inexpensive Lancet can neutralize a multi-million-dollar artillery system like the two S-22 Bogdana, the math skews dramatically in favor of the side that masters these tools. The visible destruction of that 155mm unit was a stark illustration. Less cost, more psychological and material effect. So what does the Lancet ultimately change? It reframes warfare around time and information. Who sees first, who decides fastest, and who can convert a fleeting advantage into a lasting positional gain? The object lesson from Zaporizhzhia to Dnipropetrovsk is clear. Modern conflict rewards integration. The Lancet is the instrument, Russian doctrine is the score. And the battlefield, once a theater of brute force, is now a stage for surgical, relentless orchestration. As the sun sets over contested fields, the question returns, sharper now: can any defense be truly secure when every angle can be observed and every movement answered with surgical certainty? For those who face loitering munitions and networked warfare, the answer is becoming painfully clear. In this era, survival depends as much on adaptation as on courage. The Lancet does not merely destroy hardware, it compels a rethinking of how wars are waged, fought, and won. What are your thoughts on this? Share it below. Until then, thanks for watching.